thought, come on, see if there's anyone about while I've got a little bit of time. Oh. First time I've had something to eat today. I'm going to talk about... Well, I like the price of being famous, but celebrities now... I'm sorry, I'm just hungry. With everything going on in the news lately, and I will always say, if you know what I'm going on about, you'll know what I'm going on about. But kids today, you know, they all want to be famous. Maybe not all of them. The ones who are awake probably don't. And I don't mean famous in, like, you've sort of earned it yourself, if you know what I mean. But, like, going into these big industries like music and the big ones, Hollywood, Hollyhell, whatever you want to call it. And I think they believe it's something good. I'm not saying all are bad, but I think in Hollywood and places like that, it's not what they think it is. What I'm seeing and celebrities are saying, you're sort of always owned in that business, always working, you know, in your contract with your concerts and different things. And I think really behind the scenes, it's not what people think it is. I think it's projected out there on stage, on TV, because we know what mainstream media are like. To be very glamorous and, you know, everyone's looking up to them. But lately, in the news, we've had a few people standing up, be it singers or actors or whatever, like Roseanne there. And then there was a big, you know, ding-dong over it and the things that she said. And then everyone thinks Kanye's a bit mad, you know, and he's had a breakdown and seems to have gone a bit loopy. It must be all the money he earns because he's so famous, you know, these people who commit suicide and they're not very happy because, you know, and money isn't everything. Yes, it pays your bills and keeps your roof over your head and all that, but everyone will say, oh, see, it doesn't keep you that happy because you don't know who your friends are. You don't know if people are really there for your money and there is all that, that's true. But I think there's other evilnesses going on behind the scenes that people don't see. And just like really nasty stuff. Who else has stood up lately? Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood, go Clint, because at least he's from an older generation, I think stood up at the Cannes Festival and said something on the lines of, Hollywood is full of paedophiles and traitors and he'd rather stand with Trump and the American patriots like to fight this fight that's going on at the minute, the people of you who know. And if you don't know, why is he standing up saying that? Not to the other side of Robert De Niro, who I just think now is an arsewipe. I used to really like Robert De Niro. You know, everyone knows he did really good films. He is a good actor, but now I just think he's a piece of something that looks like that. Because standing up and shouting out what he said about Trump, like, why are all these actors standing up and saying stuff like that? But then you're getting other actors like Clint Eastwood who are saying the things they're saying. And someone else who's just stood up, I think yesterday at some awards show in America, I don't know if it was MTV Awards, like what was it called? Something Generation. I wrote it down. What did they say it was called? don't know if I wrote it down, the something generation award or something. Ah, thank you. Yeah, I'm a bit bonkers, but this is how I just get my stuff out. But who knows Chris Pratt? I like Chris Pratt. I think Chris Pratt, did Chris Pratt do the latest, oh, what are the films called? Dinosaur films. I know you meant okay because I read the rest of it and thought, I'm good. Jurassic Park, the newish ones, that Chris Pratt, and he was in Defenders of the Galaxy or whatever it was called. I really like them films, but I wasn't going to go and watch the new one because I thought he's one of them evil Hollywood pathetic money grabbing soul selling actors, but he's not, thank God, because there's a lot of people out there that you'll like. Oprah Winfrey, big people that you'll like. Yeah, they do divide the fans, but they're all right talking about politics dividing the fans because they're just showing you who they really are, and there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes in Hollywood. It's not very good, Weinstein. Lots of different things, not very nice, but there's a lot of celebrities out there that, people are in awe of, and when all this stuff hits, they're just going to be like in shock that you get fooled by some people. But I do like Chris Pratt, and I'm glad he's one of the ones that have stood up and said, he had 9 rules or something. I haven't got all the rules out. I was just writing a few of them out that someone put up on We the People 24/7 soapbox on another channel. And he'd stood up and said, let me see if I can find it, what he'd said. He'd said, oh yeah, Pizzagate and all that. It's just, you can just tell who were on the side of all the Pizzagate stuff. You got someone like Robert De Niro shouting that out about Trump when Trump's going after all these people. There's been loads of arrests and everything, loads going on in the globe that nobody talks about because they won't put it on mainstream media. So if Robert De Niro says that about Trump, to me, then he's part of all them that are doing all these disgusting things. So that's all I can say. But Chris Pratt said, a few things that he'd said were, God is real. Oh, Ashton Kutcher. God is real and he loves you. Believe that. That's what he said. And then he had like 9 rules, but some of them are missing because I didn't write all them down. I think. Anyway, rule 1, breathe or you'll suffocate. If you have a soul, be careful with it, especially in Hollywood. 3, don't be a turd. If you're strong, be a protector. If you're smart, be a humble influencer. Strength and intelligence can be weapons. Do not wield them against the weak. That makes you a bully, which is true. 4, it was about work, and he was saying whatever it is, earn it. More like don't sell your soul off to the devil just for money. You might not be good at something. Like there's a lot of singers out there and actors that aren't really good, but they've sold out. They're getting paid really for something I could probably do. All this money, do you know what I mean? If you know what I mean. Earn it. There was a couple more, there's a few more, but they weren't that important. But number 8, I think he said, learn to pray. It's easy and good for the soul. And number 9, he'd said, obviously he's from America, so this is what it'd say. Tupac, I'll talk about Tupac in a minute. People are going to tell you you are perfect just the way you are. Now, I've said this in other videos way back. You are perfect the way you are. Well, you're not perfect. You're imperfect and you always will be. Then he went on to say, but there's a powerful force that designed you that way. And if you're willing to accept that you'll have grace, and grace is a gift, and like the freedom we enjoy in this country, America, that grace is paid for by somebody else's blood. Do not forget it. Don't take it for granted. Yes. Well, yeah. But, yeah, people like... It's like Beyonce and Jay-Z. Not liking them anymore. Nothing to do with the colour of skin before someone starts. Nothing to do with that. Because there's many people in Hollywood, Holly hell, of all different cultures and that I'm beginning not to like. And it's because they think they're something. And the stuff going to be coming out about them, as you can tell, because when Trump did a speech a bit ago, he did shout Jay-Z's name out. And who had a bit of a spat with Jay-Z? Kanye. Who's free now? Kanye. Everyone thinks Kanye went mad. For those of you who think he went mad, he hasn't gone mad. He's freed himself from the music industry. That's why I keep saying when he came out with the... and I am really getting this in because it's been getting quite exciting if you're following the same thing I'm following. When he did his Poop Did He Scoop song, whatever it was called, and everyone was like... And I saw the video where everyone was at a concert and they were all like, whoa, and then they were all like, oh. He's taking the mick, basically. He's telling you the music industry is a pile of poop. Poop did he poop? Poop, poop. Poop did he poop, poop. And you can do anything. Write a song called Poop Did He Poop, Poop and sing that all the way through. And all the fans are going, way, we'll pay for this because we're so stupid. We'll pay for this. But he's free. All he wanted to do is what Michael Jackson wanted to do, what Prince wanted to do, what Tupac wanted to do, what most of wanted to do, and found out they've got in the music industry and they're being owned and they're being controlled and they're not allowed to put out what they want to put out and the way they want to, you know, like Prince said he was a artist. He was. I've seen many interviews where he said, because he started speaking about stuff as well, like Michael Jackson did in his songs, like Tupac started speaking out, what happened to them? Oh, all of a sudden they were in a drive-by shooting, they were given medicine and they died. They all seem to die after talking about a lot of stuff. So if you don't see that going on, it's a bit odd. I'll ignore the phone because I never answer it anyway because I don't use a home phone. It's always some selling thing. So Tupac started talking out and could see things. And the sad thing is about some of these actors, singers, whoever, is they start off, some of them are born into it, I think, and some of them aren't. Some of them get into it when they're vulnerable and young. Like people have been talking about the Mickey Mouse Club. No, the Disney... What was the one Britney was in? Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake and Christina Aguilera were in... Is it the Mickey Mouse Club or something? They get groomed in that. It's Hollywood. They get groomed in there to... You know, it's all to control them all. And it's true. I'm talking about the Mickey Mouse Club or whatever it was called. Been up a lot of arrests in Disney, paedophilia. Where kids are, you'll get pedos there. So that's all out there. Exactly. So Tupac. There's a lot of them when you look back now. There's a lot of young stars that all of a sudden died in helicopter crashes, plane crashes. This happened, they got shot, blah, blah, blah. And you think, why does that always happen? Or they had a drug overdose. Did they have a drug overdose? Did they? Or have they been silenced? Because they seem to want to go against... They get into the industry and then they don't like it because they realise they've got into something they can't get out of. That's why I feel sorry for some of them. Some of them have to do some really awful things, but they're stuck in it because it's like a contract. And people are saying, the word on the street is, that they can get you in positions of, you know, you go to all these top parties, you know, girls there and all this, that and the other, and drugs and drink, and they get you all drugged up. They'll lie a girl next to you, like a young girl, saying, if you speak out or say this, that and the other, we're going to send these pictures out to the media. So obviously their life's going to be ruined. They'll never be singing again or whatever it is, and that's, you know, what they want to do in the first place. That's how they control people as well as chucking loads of money at people, because some people will just sell their soul for anything. And then obviously it's hard to get out of. So when they do realise what's been going on and how they've been sort of interlocked in this whole thing, they try to speak out. Or they get told not to speak out. They try to speak out because they know it's wrong. They don't want young kids following this sort of route, you know, when young kids don't know that, oh yeah, I want to be famous and all this and money. And don't realise what they're getting themselves into. So I'm sorry that I'm eating, but when people try to speak out, like Tupac did, started talking out, if you watch some of them videos, Snoop Doggy Dogg's looking a bit weird on there, like he knows something. When Big V, or what was he called, Big V, who was a big guy that died, his friend, or P Diddy, Puff Daddy, Ping Pong guy, whatever his name is now, his mate who died. I think they know it's a bit like a honour killing ritual thing, because something always happens, and it seems to be like they have an album out and the album cover has like something to do with death on it, like a graveyard, and then 3 days later that person's dead. It's a bit odd. Well, it's not a bit odd, I just think that's what's going on. So yeah, Tupac, he was talking out about stuff that was proper rap, hip hop, whatever you want to call it. I didn't really listen to it, but that was proper back in the day music, talking about what was happening on the streets. Not all this, all it is now, if you look, especially, I don't know if it's a new song Beyonce and Jay-Z have just brought out, but they're disgusting. Everything's sexualised, everything's bitch, everything's hoe, everything's sexual, this, that and the other. You look like an absolute stripper on stage anyway, and I don't care if people are watching this who like her. I used to like her, I don't like her anymore. You're not showing young kids of today anything. You're not a role model. You just look like a slapper on stage with everything out everywhere. You know, showing young girls that it's all right. I mean, kids can dress the way they want, but you're not doing any favours. Like Miley Ray Cyrus, she's another one that was on stage that time and just looked like she had no underwear on, basically. You're not setting a good example to kids at all. You're sexualising kids younger and younger, and then you wonder why all this stuff's going on. Pizzagate and the stuff we're having problems in the UK, and it's globally. And then you've got a judge in America thinking it's all right. She thinks she wants to lower, not that she will be doing because she'll be going down very soon, lowering the age of sex to 9 years old. Are you insane? But you see, the more stars put things out there about, oh, it's all right to dress like this, like really sexualised for young children, and people think it's all right because you all want to go along with the trend with what the stars are doing because the stars did it because they got millions of followers, then you're just saying it's all right. It's all right to rape little kids, is it? It's all right that we want the people out there who are setting good examples, not setting crap examples. You know, everyone will still be worshipping Beyonce and Jay-Z and all the others that do it out there. Disgusting. Another one is Katy Perry. I used to like her, but I've seen her for what she is now. She's one of the over-top feminists. Can't stand feminists, these ones that have gone over the top. Years ago, yeah, fighting for, you know, same pay and stuff like that. Now it's over the top, man hating. Looking back now when she's talking about that, I kissed a girl and I liked it. I'm going to do another chat on feminism. Just stuff that they're trying to put out there. And that thing where she was trying to, who was that nun who died or something? She was trying to get the house off the nuns. It was just a really sad story. And it's been known that, I think Clint Eastwood shouted out actually about cannibalism in America. I mean, I think it's all about actually, and certain things. And then you get Katy Perry singing about Bon Appetit. It's all there in the videos, subliminal and everything. There, with feet sticking out on the plate and dead bodies in that eating it Bon Appetit song. Do you not see what they're trying to project out there? They're all devil worshippers. Don't care what you say, they are. They always take the mick out of Christianity. You can see it all the time. Oh, you're not allowed to take the mick out of what they believe in. So I don't like Katy Perry anymore. Thank God Russell Brand got rid of her. Probably saw that she was a witch anyway, because that's going on as well with that Abramovich, whatever her name is. And people might sit here thinking, what's she going on about? But it's true at the end of the day. People go on like Bronson, oh, you're a good role model. No, she's not. No, she's not. I just saw a video the other day. She just had her ass out everywhere, and one of the videos going on about big balls or something at some festival. Just like when you sit and listen to the songs, you're like, why are you pushing sexual stuff out all the time? Why is it all about hoes and bitches and this, that, and the other? Like, Can we not get over all that now? Because that was like, why are you all still singing the same stuff all about? It's just sexualised all the time. It's crap music, basically. They can't even write their own songs. And you had people like Michael Jackson writing his own song. I loved Michael Jackson. I think everything said about him was bull crap because they tried to frame me to say you something, you know, if you do this or you don't give us your money or blah, 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 then we're going to frame you. We're going to say you this, we're going to say you that, we're going to say you're an alcoholic. Like Mel Gibson, love Mel Gibson. Thank God he's one of the good ones, but he is back from the generation. Love Mel Gibson. Tried to ruin him, saying he was an alcoholic, this, that and the other. Maybe he was, but you probably would be in that situation when you can't get nothing out and you feel like everyone's against you because they're not awake, they're still asleep. Mel Gibson stood up and said a few things as well. And I've seen him at one of the award ceremonies, you know, where they all pat themselves on the back, giving themselves you know, the what they call the Golden Globe and all that for being, well, I'd say shitty actors now. They just like to congratulate themselves. He sat there and he's not smiling at, I think it was Meryl Streep, he's not smiling at her. He just sat there like really like, and they all do the things like, oh, we went with the UN over to the war-torn countries and we're with the UN and we're doing this. You weren't doing anything. It was just filmed. The UN. They might be turning now, but the UN were bad. They weren't helping people in war-torn countries. You know, all the stuff that's going on that Hillary and Obama flipping have caused, and Bush, and stuff like that. That's why they don't like Trump. But the price of fame, guys, if you knew about it really, you wouldn't want to be in it. Not in the big industries that are corrupt anyway. I'm trying to think if anyone else has come out. Anyone seen anyone else coming out about standing up? I know Roseanne did. And then they fired her off the show because of what she said, but it's all right for the other side to say what they want about Roseanne and Trump and whatever. Double standards. Because we have got a thing about double standards going around the globe lately. Who else? And it just makes me think about a lot of people like, I'm not saying everyone, because obviously there will have been accidents and deaths and stuff, but was it, I can't remember who it was now, was it Left Eye or T-Boz out of, sorry, I've just not seen all your chat, it wasn't moving, out of, hi She7 and on, was it Left Eye, T-Boz or someone, when she died, and Aaliyah, was it Aaliyah? There's just too many actors where you just think, now I'm awake to stuff, it's like, did they speak too much? Were they about to come out with something? And I believe that the people who get them in, well, that's why I'm not liking Jay-Z at the minute with Kanye, who get them in are like their handlers. They're the ones that control them. And I just feel sorry for like, it's Russia. I got a hat and I just put all tinfoil around it. And I just feel sorry for people that have got sucked into it and feel like, feel like they've not been able to talk to other people, because in this industry of all this stuff that's going on now, there's lots of people involved. So it's like, no wonder some people probably have committed suicide, because it's like, who do I speak to? Who can I trust? You know, you might think someone you've known for a long time or that's been working for you, you can trust them. Just like people have in the White House, and you realise as soon as you've said something, they've told someone else the next minute, you've been suicided, you're dead, whatever, because you've opened your mouth, because obviously they don't want it to come out. But the thing is now, it's all coming out, that there's a big snowball effect, that, and every time, you guys know what I mean, every time I think of that, I just think of legs and arms sticking out, like we said the other day, like a cartoon. You can't stop it. Once you've seen what you've seen and the whole world are waking up now, they can't lie anymore because we know what your games are, but it must be so sad. That's why I can't blame all of the actors and singers and that, because I believe some of them are really bad and some of them really, really, really don't care, like the elites and stuff like that, and people in the government and that. They'll be in each sector of everything, be it a singer, an actor, government, police, whatever. There will always be people who are good and bad, corrupt, and ones that have just sort of got blackmailed and got stuck there and are too afraid to say because they're a bit weaker, or they've seen what's happened to someone they know and they're scared, so they're not going to say anything. But now, because the world is really waking up to this, the Great Awakening, you sort of can't pull the wool over our eyes, and they might have their little pyramid, the Illuminati signs, but the thing is, we've got our own pyramid. Once you tell one person, it goes all the way up, and it's just like a beehive. Hive mind, that's what's going on around the globe at the minute. Everyone's talking about the same thing. So, because all this crap's coming out, and we're going to know who's who, and they're not going to be able to walk down the street because everyone's going to be like, ooh, even people that you really liked. We've also got to remember some of them have got themselves entangled, and it was hard for them to get out, because if you've been threatened and stuff with family and that, it would be hard. But I'm not from London. I'm from up north in Manchester. So what's PS Discord? I'm really rubbish on technical things, so I don't know. And I'm only on a little tablet. I used to have a laptop and it conked out. It's broken. I didn't see the end bit, but what's Discord anyway? Oh, thank you. Good voice for Northern England. Well, I don't know if I get it all out properly. I just do it in my own little way. I might get mixed up and get things wrong, but I just do it in the way that I always talk on here. I find my information out of yours and off YouTube everywhere, and just try and put some bits together. But that's why I look at kids today and all they want to do is just be famous. Like my niece is like, oh, what be famous? It's like, be careful what you wish for, because it's not all as it seems. It's all, oh, thank you. It's all, if I know how to do it, yeah, that'll be fine. Like the Wizard of Oz, there's that big illusion, the big wizard, and then Toto goes over to the curtain, rips it back, and it's just a little guy there. It's not what you seem. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's like Cribs and all that program. Cribs, some of them probably do have houses like that, but some of them are probably just borrowing them for the day to go, oh, look at me, come to our cult of big singers and stuff, and look what you can have. And then you get in it and you realise it's not what you thought at all. And then it's like, how do you get out? Like, young people like Britney Spears and all that, if you're that young as well, it must be hard for younger ones as well, and you're going to a new country, maybe you're moving from a different country to America, for the dream of being this singer, and you're young and you're impressionable, and these things start happening, and it must be so lonely, and maybe you're away from your parents and stuff like that, and how hard must that be? And then maybe you're just getting brainwashed with stuff, and maybe you think, oh, this is what it's meant to be like. I don't know any better. This is how it's meant to be. Certain things I don't like, but I've got to do them because I've been told to do them, or I don't get paid. It's just wrong. It's so wrong. And then you don't really have real friends because they're all there to get something out of you, to get money off you. They actually don't probably make as much money as people think, because the elites probably take it off them. They probably don't, and they're overworking them and stuff. But I do look at people in a slightly different way now, like Beyonce and Jay-Z and other celebrities now. I'm thinking, oh, they're not one, are they? But then when Chris Pratt came out, which I saw on Soapbox, reading that out, was it Thumper reading it out? That was great, because I did like him. And even though I don't like some films now, because, I don't really want to go and watch them and pay for them, because of the Hollywood, but I'm glad that he stood out and said that, because I did really like him. I'm glad that, I know there's going to be a lot of people who liked it, they're going to be bad, but I'm glad he stood up and said that. And the other great thing is as well, people are standing up. I know you'll know in America, but my red pill moment was, I'll tell you in a minute, but I'll tell you after this. People standing up at like Bill Clinton's events and shouting out child trafficking and this, that, and the other, and People standing up at Robert De Niro's play thing that he put on. That was great. Needs a bit of a slap down. My red pill moment was my dad, Waxman, who comes on Soapbox. I've known for a few years, about 5 years, something was off. And I stopped watching the news because it was upsetting me all the time. And I kept thinking, you know, are they like using kids or something to upset us, to get us, you know, feelings? So I stopped watching the news. I don't watch telly at all now, at all. I only have it on really if my son's watching cartoons, my youngest. I don't have it on. I just watch YouTube and watch you lot and find stuff. And I wasn't even listening to music or anything. Everything was just falling away and I couldn't understand it. I was trying to go on a path of spirituality. And I did go into the witchy thing. I said this the other day, people know. I went into the witchy thing because, you know, we're saying there's a witch hunt on at the minute, and like Obramovich and all that, she is a witch. But I still do believe whatever path you look into, there can be a lighter side and a darker side, where if it's an occult, I like the lighter side, but it was just me being like solitary. Me? Solitary, but mine was just like putting intentions out there, and I just liked, you know, herbs. I've still got someone here, you know, like, hi, lavender, you know, just for sleeping. That sort of side of it, nature, not the dark occult. And I used to think, oh yeah, there's some people who like the dark occult and they probably just like listening to creepy music and this, that, other, but I didn't realise the extent, you know, that we know what it is. And I've helped people with that because I've always been positive on my channel, and you can see that from the beginning. And I know I've helped people. I've had lots of messages from people from America saying that I've helped them with my positivity, because when I was putting what someone would call a spell, it was just an intention to help somebody, and that was it. But then gradually that fell away, and I've just been like, oh, but then I went and bought, because I needed to look at it. I started looking at that. And I do believe in God. In my own way, I believe in God. So, but with what's going on lately, that's why I brought that book, because I was just like, I need the faith of something to keep me sane, because what I've been hearing was just like, it does bring you to that. Not in a religious way, because I'm not religious. I wouldn't be the sort that was going to church all the time or anything, because I believe, even though there's nothing wrong with that, well, even people say, oh, some religion's bad, you know, churches and that. There can be bad people in all religions and all walks of life, but I think that's good for people to go, you know, for the community spirit sort of thing. But to me, it's just, you know, what's right from wrong, and he was teaching you lessons to live, to love, and to know right from wrong. You don't do what you wouldn't do to others. You don't hurt people. You wouldn't hurt yourself. You don't kill people. You wouldn't kill yourself. It's all about love. So yeah, and then my dad just told me, I was asking a few questions about stuff, I can't remember what it was. And then my dad said, go and check out, if you really want to know what's going on, if you really want your eyes opening, if you really want to be red-pilled, because I was seeing a lot of this, have you been red-pilled? We're living in a matrix. And I was a bit like, because I'm a bit woo-woo anyway, head in the clouds, always have been. Not really in reality half the time. People used to take the mic, which I'm glad now. My dad told me to come to Soapbox, and I was just like, whoa. And then I heard a few things on the channel and about the bad stuff, and I nearly had a breakdown about it, about the kids and satanical stuff and this, that, you know, all that side of it. And I was infuriated with myself, that stuff that I've bought, or selfishness. I was annoyed with myself, like, but people don't know. You don't know what you're doing if you can't see it. Oh, in Liverpool. Oh, Liverpool. I like Liverpool. But once your eyes have been opened, you can't not unsee what you've seen. You can't not, once you took the red pill, like the film, everyone thinks you're daft when you say it, but it is. You take the red pill, you wake up and you can't, life's not the same again. It's bad in a way, but you can have the blue pill. Yeah, it's my dad told me about Soapbox, yeah. Waxman on Soapbox. If you take the blue pill, you just wake up in the morning, you don't know nothing. It'd be really lovely to just not know nothing, like some people do, and some people go, oh, choose to just live in ignorance and not, you know, it's bliss. But then again, I need to look at what's going on for my children. So in a sense, I'd rather be awake. It's heartbreaking, it's horrible, but we are winning. But I'm glad I know, even though I nearly fell out with my mum and My sister thinks I'm nuts, and some of my friends are probably sick of hearing me. But at the end of the day, if I can get little things into their head that when all this explodes, which we know it's going to, they're going to start, it's just to get people thinking. So yeah, it was my dad. So me and my dad talk to each other every day now. Talk about soapbox and like, did you see this on YouTube? Have you got that news on there? Did you see Neon Revolt? Oh my God, did you hear what Trump said? Did you see what Obama said? Is Hillary mad? She's always going on about Russia, Russia, Russia. She's one of them, isn't she? Do, 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 do. Russia, Russia, Russia. God, everything's just Russia these days. But you know what I mean? Just gone a bit mad now. But I just like talking, basically. But yeah, I'm trying to red pill people. I know there's a few people on here that I've sent over to your channel, so hopefully they're getting what it is. Yeah, well, you can... I need to win the competition. I need to win it. But I'm going to keep doing my tinfoil news. I think it's quite funny myself. I just laugh at myself, even if no one else is. Oh, thank you. Well, where we go 1 week a while, and I stand with anyone that's wants freedom, and it's not just in one country. Do you know what's going on in the UK at the minute? It's freedom for humanity, and I know that's what Trump's doing. I just wish other people that think he's racist, think he's a bigot. I'm sick of people saying it, but it is because we're fighting against mainstream media that tell lies. But they'll all see in the end. There's going to be some people that don't wake up, but that's up to them. They're going to be butthurt because some people don't like to be proven that they're wrong. But we'll forgive them people. It's hard when you've had the veil over your eyes for so long and you can't like get your head around it. Tinfoil news, yeah, tinfoil hat news, where conspiracies are true and mainstream media news is fake, because it is, and it's truth. The word conspiracy was made up by the CIA years ago, so yeah. But we can't get at them people either. It's you know what, I was there one point before I was red pilled. You believe everything you see, but then I just fell away from the TV because I thought it's even in programs and everything on telly. But I believe in feminist. They get on my nerves. So if you're all fair, they can't stand them. They're just gone over the top. Antifa, they don't know what they're fighting for. They're fighting for freedom, but they don't realise what they're doing will not give them their freedom. So hate speech is free speech. When they say Black Lives Matter, I keep saying it's not Black Lives Matter, it's everybody's lives matter. If you only say Black Lives Matter, nobody else's lives matter. If you're only saying White Lives Matter, nobody else's lives matter. It is all lives matter. It's all for humanity. It's all for human beings. I'm sorry, you're not a human being if you like going doing evil things to people, killing people, raping kids, all that sort of stuff. That is not what we're here to do. We're here to love and get on with each other. Doesn't matter what colour skin you've got, you know, whereabouts in the world you come from. We're all one at the end of the day. If God made us all, we're all from one consciousness. That's why they go on about the Great Awakening and it's a consciousness and it's a hive mind, because we are all from one. We know what's right and wrong. Sorry to say people, you know, religious people, but we don't need to necessarily look in a book of any religious book to know what is right from wrong. You feel it in your heart. They put the stuff out there on telly to get your thoughts going. Where do your thoughts come? Your thoughts of hate and stuff like that come through visions on TV and what people are saying, your thoughts, but in your heart, you know what's right and what's wrong. At the end of the day, everybody knows. Not unless you've been born into some cult where they're drumming it into your head every day since you've been born to do these evil things, because then you don't know what's right from wrong because you haven't been brought up properly. You know, that's what I think anyway. But I'm going to go now because I've not had anything to eat. I'm just nibbling on my popcorn. I did get my popcorn in, guys, because, you know, they keep saying watch the movie play out and eat your popcorn. And I'll pop back on over there and come and see you lot. So thanks for joining me, and I hope that made sense, that, you know, fame isn't everything for you young ones out there. It's not what you think it is. Maybe one day it will be when we've got rid of all the corrupt evilness. And that's another thing, because people like with the GI report, everyone's getting dead like, oh, it's not happening. It is happening, but we're not going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be like, woohoo, the world's at peace. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. And we know history is a lie as well. Because I missed the chat the other day about history, because some people seem to think that it was only white people that enslaved black people, when actually black people enslaved black people as well. And actually white people did help undo slavery as well. Even though there's loads of been different wrongs and rights on both sides, but people are just sort of told that it's only one race that did this and one race that did that. This is about the truth needs to come out. People need to know the truth instead of everyone speculating and hating on each other, because that's what the elites want. And that's what we've always been doing. And I keep saying this, but people, it's just hard. But I think gradually, the IG report, they're doing it. There's a certain, people getting, like, so impatient. And I was as well, but it's like, they have to do it in a certain way with the law as well, where they're just going to catch them in their own lies. That's what they're doing. It's going to keep carrying on. And then gradually over time, we know, thank you, we know who are awake, that when you're looking around at the news on alternative news, you can see what's going on in the EU with Merkel and all that sort of stuff, and things in Iran and ISIS, going and all that sort of stuff. Oh, thank you. All that sort of stuff, the EU rising, UK rising, the Tommy Robinson thing and all that sort of stuff, that it's gradually snowballing, but it's, we're going to have to keep working at it. It's going to have to keep going and going. Once that snowball, it's gathering speed, and then it's like, it's not going to be over like tomorrow or even at the end of this year. We've got to keep going. And we are having a Christmas this year, and you will be saying Happy Christmas in America, by the way, in shops. When it was all that thing, you can't say Happy Christmas. It's, one rule for one, not for another. But yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm going to go and get something to eat. And I'll see you soon. And I'm heading back over there. Brexit, yes. Ooh. Well, that's why she's been kicking it down the road, Sharia May, because she's... they've just been trying to do it longer and longer. It's like I said, if every country was free from the cabal, free from the control of the regime that country is under, and true countries giving back their countries, people who have gone around the world, the proper people that have gone around the world for safety, would probably go back to their homeland, because they'd know that they too can have the equal things that the West have had, and they can go back home and they're safe and they can have jobs and stuff like that. And that's how it should be. Every country should be free. We should all have the equal rights, men and women. We should be able to, jobs and stuff like that. Because they don't talk about Trump giving jobs out and all the stuff they don't say. It's just so annoying. But it should be equal globally. No country should be starving. No country should be in debt. No country should be, there shouldn't be homeless people on the streets. And all the stuff that they've been pushing to destroy the Western countries, Western values and religions and all that sort of stuff, shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. So I'll see you later. I'll be over there. Bye.